What's up, guys? In this video, I want to go over a easy, a medium, and hard of solving a linear equation when we're dealing with parentheses. And I'll even have a little bonus for you at the end. But let's first go ahead and focus on how do we solve linear equations when we're dealing with parentheses. So the first example, the easy example I have for you is 2 times x plus 1 is equal to a 10. Okay, so it's important we need to understand why we have parentheses and then how to get rid of them. So the reason why we have parentheses is because they are grouping this expression of x plus 1. Now, what's important about this grouping of x plus 1 is it's being all multiplied by 2. All right, so the 2 is not being multiplied by the x. The 2 is multiplying by the x as well as the 1. That is where our distributive property comes in. If we want to get rid of our parentheses, what we simply need to do is apply the operation of why they're being grouped. They're being grouped because 2 is being multiplied by x plus 1. So to undo those parentheses, we're simply just going to multiply the 2 times x, which is going to give us a 2x, and the 2 times 1, which is going to give us a 2. That is what we call the distributive property. Now you can see we have a simple two-step equation. I can just go ahead and use my inverse operations and reverse order of operations to go ahead and solve. So I'll subtract a 2 on both sides using the subtraction property of equality. Whatever you do on one side, you make sure you do on the other. And always we want to undo addition and subtraction before we undo multiplication and division. Then I'm going to have a 2x is going to equal to 8. Now, to undo multiplication by 2, I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides using the division property of equality, and I'm going to get a final answer of x is going to equal to 4. Now let's go and take a look at a medium example, something that's going to include a little bit more parentheses. So in this case, I'll have a 3 times x plus 3 is equal to a 2 times x plus 5 minus a 3x. Okay, so a lot of times students will get confused once we start seeing multiple parentheses. But the cool thing is they're on different sides of the equation, so we can apply the multiplication at the same time in the same step. So I see here 3 is being multiplied by this expression, and 2 is being multiplied by this expression, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna do is just get rid of the parentheses. I'm not gonna worry about having variables on both sides. I just wanna get rid of these parentheses because, again, my main goal, ladies and gentlemen, is I wanna be able to get to a two-step equation. Once I can get to a two-step equation, I'm gonna feel much more comfortable being able to solve because hopefully up to this point, if you're watching this video, you feel rather comfortable with solving two-step equations. So let's go ahead and multiply. 3 times x is going to be a 3x. 3 times 3 is going to be a positive 9. 2 times x is going to be a 2x. 2 times 5 is going to be a positive 10. And then we still have this lagging little 3x over here. So what do we do here? Well, before we get variables to the same side, right, we have our goal, right, is to get x equals. So before we can do that, though, we got to simplify or combine our like terms. So in this case, we have a 2x minus a 3x. So if you don't want to do the work, I'll just do the extra step since I'm kind of teaching here. I can rearrange these 2x minus 3x plus 10. Put them next to each other if it makes it a little bit easier for you. So again, 2x minus 3x, 2 apples minus 3 apples, right? Now, if you have $2 and you borrow $3 from me, you're still going to owe me that $1. So when you're subtracting with like terms, they got to have the same variable. We can only subtract variables with variables of like variables, not with our constants. So therefore, this is going to be a negative 1x or just negative x. So we have a 3x plus 9 is equal to a negative x plus 10. All right, so now what we need to do is to go ahead and solve. Now, again, when we're solving for x, you can solve for x on the left-hand side, you can solve it for on the right-hand side. Typically, I always like to solve for x on the side that's going to make it positive. So I don't want to solve it over here because I already have this negative x, right? I don't want to subtract a 3x on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an x on both sides. That is going to give me a 0x or just 0. And then over here, I'm going to have a 4x plus 9 is equal to a 10. Now I have my two-step equation, right? Undo addition and subtraction first using your properties of equality. So I get a 4x is equal to 1. Now undo multiplication and division using your properties of equality. Now I'm going to get a fraction, but that's okay. So I divide by 4 on both sides, and I'm going to get an x is equal to a 1/4. Now let's go and get to a hard example. And just because you have a fraction, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't mean that you got it wrong, right? You always want to make sure you go back and like check your work, make sure you multiplied everything back through. But fractions are numbers too. So don't be always assuming that you got something wrong just because you got a fraction. I know a lot of times when we're doing work in class, everything is kind of like easy numbers with integers, but just, do a quick check of your work and make sure everything looks good. And yeah, we're good to go. Now let's go on to the hard one. Now, again, hard is all a subjective term, right? Some students would call this easy. Some students would say, this is extremely hard. I have no idea what to do. All right. So I get it. We're going to add in a lot of grouping symbols in this one. Okay. So, but that's okay. We're just going to work through this step by step. And that's the thing that I tell my students when you're presented with a problem that seems daunting, just break it down. Just kind of do one thing at a time that you know you need to do. So on this hard example, we have brackets. We have multiple parentheses on the same side. We have parentheses on the other side. We have variables on both sides. Okay. So again, what we want to do is we want to work on the innermost parentheses that we can, right? Now we can't simplify, just like think about order of operations. You can't do anything inside these parentheses, but I do see I have numbers outside the parentheses that I can apply the operation to get rid of them. I can multiply the 3 here on both sides. This is technically a -1, so I can multiply -1 times both of those terms, and I can multiply this -5 times both of them. So I'm going to have 3 distributive property. Now it's important to make sure we keep these grouping symbols, right? Because I didn't get rid of the brackets just yet. All I simply did is I'm just applying the operations inside that bracket. So 3 times 2x is going to give me a 6x. 3 times +1 is going to give me a +3. Now again, that's a -1 times 5x. So that's a -5x. That's a 6x. My 6s are bad. And then -1 times a -1 is going to give me a +1. Close that bracket. And then over here, I am going to get a -5x, and -5 times -7 is going to give me a +35. All right. So before I go ahead and multiply everything out, let's go ahead and combine our like terms, right? So we have a 6x. Let's actually regroup them so everything's kind of nice next to each other. You don't have to do this step, but again, when I'm like teaching, a lot of times I like to show students this. It can help you avoid making some mistakes. Not always, and it does take a little bit extra time. But the more practice you get doing this, the less you're going to have to do that. So a 6x minus 5x, you have 6 apples, you borrow 5. So now you only have 1 apple, right? Or 1x, which is just going to be a x. And then over here, 3 plus 1 is going to be a +4. And over here, we still have the -5x plus 35. Now, the cool thing is brackets are grouping symbols just like parentheses, okay? We have them as a different shape to represent, they're just a different grouping symbol. But the characteristics of them with parentheses are exactly the same. They're just a way for us to group a given expression. So originally we grouped that big expression, and now we're just grouping the simplified form of that into x plus 1. So that x plus 1 expression is being multiplied by 2. So by multiplying that out, I can get rid of that bracket. Now I'm just left with a 2x plus 8 is equal to a 5x plus a 35. Now again, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to be dealing with this negative over here. So I'm going to add a 5x to both sides. That's going to give me let's give this a little bit more space. That's going to give me a 7x plus 8 is equal to a 35. Now go ahead and subtract an 8 on both sides. That is going to give me a 7x is equal to a 27. Divide by 7, divide by 7. And again, unfortunately, 27 is not evenly divisible by 7. So x is just going to be this final answer of 27/7. So I talked about a bonus at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, if you understand these steps, or maybe you're a little bit fuzzy on these steps, I have created a free cheat sheet that you can go ahead and download below and just practice. It's not going to take you a whole long time to be able to do it. It's 6 simple problems, but it will reinforce the skills that I covered for you in this video. So if that's something that's interest of you, go ahead and check out the description down below. Go ahead and download it and work through those examples. Now, if you want more videos and examples on just solving linear equations, then also check out the playlist I have for you down below. Or if you want to see more videos of me going through easy, medium, hard examples, then check out the next video I have for you here. Cheers.